Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to another episode, another project, another DIY. And when I say DIY, I mean DIY for me. This is something that not everybody's going to be comfortable with doing. I thought about this a lot. I was thinking to take it to a shop, have somebody else do it, but sometimes it's better to have it done it yourself than have somebody else do it, unless you trust that person 100%, and not only like trust him as far as he's gonna do a good job, but I'm talking about like when he does one thing and there's something else right next to it needs to be replaced or done, that person has to tell you and give you a heads up. Like for example, I met people that they've taken the car to dealership to get the timing belt done. But one of the things that if you've done timing belt, you know that you might as well do the water pump. And like I said, I talked to people and they said, I got timing belt done, but they didn't do the water pump. And a month or two later, water pump goes out. And guess what? Now you have to pay that almost same amount of money to get the water pump done. So same thing here. I watched a few videos on vanos rebuild, and I think I'm like 90-95% confident that I can do it. One of the reasons why I'm doing this is listen to the sound of the engine, and that's 2500 RPM to 3000 RPMs. So after I did the swap, the car ran like a champ, like fast and all that stuff, all compared to the previous engine that I had. But a couple months later, it just started lagging and just getting worse and worse, and to the point that even when I press sports button, the car doesn't want to go, and the rattle started to getting worse and worse. So I had a couple people look at it, and everybody says it's the vanos. And one of the things the vanos does is those seals that's inside the vanos. I might not be a good person or perfect person to explain all that, but the way I understand is the vanos has a high pressure oil that pushes cams and all that stuff and adjusts the timing and everything depending on how fast you're going and all that stuff. So after the seals inside the vanos go bad because they're just old, they start leaking oil and there's no pressure inside, or there's a pressure but not the way the pressure is supposed to be. So hopefully it makes sense. So the seals go bad. Sometimes oil pump that's inside the vanos goes bad, and there's the two teeth that churns the oil pump and they break. There's also bolts that hold the cam gear, I think, and they sometimes come undone and they get stripped out and all that stuff. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. And one of the things that I was afraid that my oil pump teeth, one of them broke, and that's what was causing the rattle, but they're still good, and because that part is $1,000. So So there's one right there. Let me get this light to stay in one spot if I can. So this right here is one, goes inside. This is the oil pump right here. This is one of the teeth, and one is all the way, you can kind of see it's like all the way down there, right there. Whenever you're doing something like that, like a valve cover gasket, or you inside, like you take the whole cover off, make sure you check the chain guides, again, the vanos, all the seals inside, whatever needs to be replaced, just might as well get it done now, because later it's gonna cost you double, especially if you're not doing it yourself. So of course I'm gonna take the vanos off, show you guys up close what it looks like and all that stuff, but I'm waiting for the tool, for the timing tool, to put the timing in the way it's supposed to be, so I don't mess it up and all that stuff. And I'll take it off and we continue from there. I'll see what I need to order, because I didn't order anything yet, because again, I wasn't sure if my the oil pump thing, whatever it's called, I don't know, was bad or not. So I said, you know, might as well just take the vanos off, inspect it, what it needs, and then order and go from there. So like I said, I'm gonna get the tool, do the timing, and we'll continue from there. See you there.
We grow now, we won't stop. Face death out of breath, so close, almost. See the morning light.
So okay, quick tip on how to adjust your timing or check your timing if you're not sure if it's off or not, and if it is off, how do you adjust it? Get your crankshaft to adjust it to top to center. There's a hole that you have to match on the crankshaft pulley and this part here, and you can see I have pin locking the crankshaft pulley. And then take your bridge, timing bridge, or whatever this is called, E for the intake, A for exhaust. You can't really have that wrong. And these holes on top, they should face up. Take one of these, put it through. Same thing on this one, but you can see mine's way out of whack. Let me see if I can get flashlight right there. So if you have that, what you have to do is you have to loosen these bolts. There's 3 right here, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 towards the bottom. So take these out, take this pin out, turn your crankshaft 1 turn, so this way these 3 bolts gonna be on the bottom and the bottom one's gonna be on top. Loosen those, don't take them out though, like loosen so they're hand tight, and then when they're loose, turn your crankshaft again, lock it with the pin, loosen the other 3 bolts, and lock your intake. Like in my case, I have to lock my intake and my exhaust is still out. So let me put the camera on the stand because I can't do it at the same time, but hold on. 24 mil, stick it here and turn it towards you. Okay, so there's another problem. It's still not there yet, but I can't move it no more. So what does that mean? My chain skipped a tooth. So it's either My chain tensioner got loose for whatever reason, but my chain is still, I'm gonna take this off. It's kind of hard to tell, but I don't think it's loose to the point that it would jump, but I don't know what happened, but it does happen. So in this case, I don't know if you can actually do it without taking the vanos out or not. I am taking the vanos out because I'm going to be rebuilding it, but you have to take your chain tensioner out and see if you can pull this up and then skip a tooth back and then readjust it and tighten the bolts. But I'm going to do that in a little bit when I take the vanos off. So
scares me anymore. If we never see tomorrow, babe, if we never make it through today, if we never see tomorrow, babe, I know that I lived how I wanted to. If we never see tomorrow, babe, if we never make it through today, if we never see tomorrow, babe, I know that I lived how I wanted to. If we never see tomorrow, babe, if we never make it through today, if we never see tomorrow, babe, I know that I lived how I wanted to.
Okay, I got new or re-drilled oil pump for my vanos on S54. You can see the old hole right here and on this side. So if you put it on, that's your rattle, or one of the reasons why it rattles. And now let's put, these are new holes versus old ones.
myself, I'm losing myself tonight. Losing myself, I'm losing myself tonight. With your love, with your love, I'm losing myself, I'm losing myself tonight.
So okay, another day, another problem. So long story short, I'm done with the car, or I'm done with the Venice. Everything's back together except for my radiator. This here, secondary air pump. Oh, and by the way, do you guys know why it's actually called secondary pump? Where's the first one? Why? I mean, I know what it does. It makes the air go, or pushes the air to get a converter to make it, or to help warm up or get hot really fast for first like 10-15 seconds when the engine's cold. But why is it called secondary air pump? Where's the first one? Comment below if you know. I have no idea. But anyways, what else? My oil cooler lines are off, and the reason why, I'll show you a picture in a little bit, but it started to leak. If you guys been following my build, I'm using my OEM oil cooler. I just kind of extended the hoses in the middle and put just regular clamps on it, but they are leaking. So I spent the entire day driving around trying to figure out who can actually crimp on those clamps on it. That's just compressed or whatever they called. I don't know what they called, but nobody does. Nobody fixes them, whatever. So I have to order new ones, which is gonna take, I think, a week and a half or something. So I can't start the car as it is right now, but just for this video, so I can start the engine and show you guys what's going on, I will install the oil cooler. I won't be able to drive it because, again, my radiator is off. I don't want to put it on because I'm going to be replacing the oil cooler with the lines or the hoses. I'm going to be replacing the power steering reservoir because it started to leak. And what else? There's something else. I know I'm forgetting. There was something else that I wanted to replace before I start driving, but in the next video I'm going to be test driving and probably going to do a breakdown on the prices and everything. Was it worth it? Was it not? How easy it was, or how, you know, hard. But another problem is my garage door won't open, and you can see my spring. One is still there. Where is it? Right here. One is off, and it would not go up, so I had to take that down, get a new spring. I'm gonna install that, fix the door, and then install the oil cooler, the old one, and start the car. So we'll be right back. So anyways, did you hear that? I don't know, did I ruin the engine now? Should I start looking for a new S54, or should I just drop my S50 back in the car, because I still have that engine? So I kind of started to take the cover off. Now I have to take everything apart, see what the heck is going on. I know I timed it right. My crankshaft was locked. The cylinder one was on the top dead center. My camshafts were locked, looking at each other. And plus it started, so it wasn't like the timing was way off and all that stuff. So it started, it ran for a couple seconds, but I know I'm laughing, but it's kind of sad. So I don't know, comment below, what do you think it is? It didn't sound like the valve hit the piston or anything like that. Even though I can't manually turn the crankshaft, it won't turn. It actually turns like maybe a quarter turn and stops, and the same thing if I try to go back. So and it sounded like the chain got jammed somewhere. So hopefully it's just a chain, but at the same time, if it did get jammed inside, who knows what happened. So I'm gonna take it apart, see what's going on, but it's gonna be in the next video because this video already took forever to do it. It took me what, 2 weeks on and off working on it and all that stuff. So plus with my garage door wouldn't open, I wasted one day wasted on the oil cooler. So probably in the next video I'm gonna try to fix it. Hopefully I can. So install, if I can fix it, install oil cooler and all that stuff that I mentioned before in my AC line. But right now I'm kind of really, I don't know. Well, comment below what do you think it is so I can start working on it. So really disappointed. That's it. See you next time.